the Total Meta Coaching and Consultant Institute with the CURA100 AI Global Mental Health Research Program. It's happy to bring to you every Tuesday, every Tuesday, one presenter. Everything that we do on a weekly basis for the last couple of months. Probably we've been thinking to have a great super group of people that can help out to bring the best science, the best thesis, the best idea to humanity, and to have some kind of conversation with you guys. So today we are bringing one of our best one of our best researchers, and she's a great licensed mental counselor, a wonderful psychotherapy, and she's been with me for a long time. She is part of the Dominica Foundation for Psychoanalysis and Meta Poetry, and she is really very interested in psychoanalysis and also in the psychosomatic component of the vinculation between science, diseases, medicine, psychology, mental health, coaching, and AI. So today we have our third episode. I was happy to be the first presenters who introduced the CURA100 AI podcast with the meta coaching, meta mind, the triple M as we call it, the mind meta mapping of the whole world. And the last week we have also the pleasure to present Evelyn Mateo, who came and brought the psychology of vertigo. Today we are happy to present Rosaura Vanreil. She has Revolutionizing Chronic Care, How AI and Coaching Are Changing Lives. Without further ado, we have our team together. She's going to be introduced by Evelyn Fonseca from Chicago. And we have today Dr. Carlos Medina from Dominican Republic. Kari Marie Uzun, that she's in Turkey. And Evelyn Mateo, that is now in New York, Yonker. So without further ado, let's have it, Evelyn Fonseca. Let's introduce our presenters of today. I'm going to have coffee also. Go ahead.
Hello, I have my coffee as well. So yeah, I'm going to introduce Miss Rosaura Vanreil. So Rosaura chose to dedicate herself to a career in mental health counseling, stemming from her desire to help others in the most unique and innovative way possible. Rosaura earned a master's degree in mental health counseling from Alfred University. She has an MA in bilingual special education, teaching from Adelphi University, an MA in school administration from the College of St. Rose, and a BA in elementary education from Medgar Evers College in 1992. In addition, she has obtained several mental health treatment modality certifications, including cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, and psychotherapy, as well as certifications for the treatment of depression, anxiety, and stress. Rosaura is bilingual and speaks English and Spanish, and she believes in the holistic approach to treating every individual. And without further ado, here is Miss Rosaura Vanreil and her presentation.
Thank you, Evelyn. According to the World Health Organization, in 2021, 43 million deaths, which accounted for 75% of the population, died from diabetes, over 2 million, cardiovascular disease, over 19 million, cancers, over 10 million, and chronic respiratory illness, over 4 million. Good morning, everyone. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my story with you. Living with a chronic disease has been challenging, thanks to the advancements in research, technology, and compassionate coaching. I am still here today. These innovations are not just technical achievements, they are life savings. They empower me to navigate my health with resiliency and hope. I am here today as a proof of what is possible when we combine knowledge, innovations, and community together. Together, we can continue to push boundaries, save lives, and inspire hope to build a brighter future. Today, we may manage chronic diseases in one way. Yesterday has transformed dramatically the way we do it today. AI as a management tool, and tomorrow holds even greater promise. Yet, we must remember prevention, peer with attention to our lifestyle, is always better than cure. Together, they pave the way for a healthier future. Now, we're going to go over several research. I just going to present an overview of each one of them. There was numerous research and they were all very interesting. Okay, what is a non-communicable disease? Those are chronic diseases that are combined by genetic, physiological environment, and behavioral factors. The main types of non-communicable disease are cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, strokes, cancers, chronic respiratory disease, and diabetes. And this information comes from the World Health Organization 2024. Okay. The research number one. The research number one is a bibliometric analysis. It is a method used to study and evaluate scientific literature. They collect the literature from several researchers, from several countries, from several articles, and they come up with common themes that are interested to many researchers. This one was a peer-reviewed study, and it highlights key important areas. The goal of this research was to explore how technologies like mobile health tools and machine learning enhance chronic disease management. The article basically tells us that there is a need for more research, more important research, but there were 4 areas, 4 categories that came out of this research. And the purpose was to address the growing public health crisis caused by chronic disease. Many countries are actively building a comprehensive health management system. AI stimulates the extent of human cognitive functions. Okay. The research number 2, as I said, this was an overview. The research number 2 tells us how AI supported coaching models for patients with chronic disease. How did it help? It explored that with AI and coaching, many clients, many patients with communicable diseases were able to overcome. The management that is needed for these patients is basically overwhelming, is a lot. So it is cost effective. They need to constant visit to the hospitals to manage these situations with the medication adherence that many of them don't do. With AI takes care of the monitoring and the coaches take care of the encouragements and making sure that the program is run correctly. The goal of this research was to integrate AI with health coaching to improve the patient adherence to medication and lifestyle changes. And it concluded that by combining AI with health coaching, the patients were able to adhere more positively to the medications. Okay. The research number 3 was a recent study conducted, and it uses like a comparative model. And this comparative model, it was based on one model that did not have health coaches and the other one did. And they concluded that with the health coaches, there was more adherence to medications by the patients. Now, all of these studies had some common ground, something that they had all in common. Okay. I synthesized the findings by the importance of the virtual care platform. The virtual care platform is a way in which many clinicians came together, many medical fields came together, and they discussed the clients, but everything was done virtually. And they emphasized the needs of collaboration among all stakeholders, including the patients, the caregivers, the providers, and the developers. All the articles, as I said, had a shared vision. One is that AI is a chronic disease management. The other one, that the patient engagement was very important. And this was done with the help of coaches, collaboration with the coaches and the other health technicians. Definitely, it improved the clinical outcomes of the patients. There were tangible results. Hypertension went down. The glucose monitors went down as well. Cost reduction. The 3 articles concluded that it was very expensive for the patients as well as for the doctors. Patients had to pay co-payment anytime they went to the hospital. These diseases are chronic and they need to be monitored frequently by using AI and coaches that sometimes could be artificial, remotely, or in person. It was cost reduction. It reducing the prices of the patients have to go into the clinic every day to monitor this type of chronic conditions. And the collaborative implementation. It provides the opportunity for everyone to come together from different fields to discuss about the client condition, which means that AI is just a management tool for the symptoms for certain conditions, but the human aspect, the collaborative of many clinicians is many medical fields is very essential for the success of the patients. And here, I have a call for action, which I will read, and I would like you to repeat it with me. Repeat it internally. Through the power of full synergy of prevention, innovation, education, and community efforts, we hold the key to transforming lives of those battling chronic disease by embracing technology, fostering knowledge, and building supportive networks. We can rewrite the narrative of the conditions, shifting from struggles to triumphs. Together, we can empower individuals to not only manage their health, but to turn it around, breaking barriers and identifying the odds. This is more than a fight. It is a movement to join the ranks of these who have conquered chronic diseases. Let's rise to this challenge. and create a future where resiliency and progress prevail. The time to act is now. Together, we can win this battle. We can win this war by working collaboratively with AI and coaching. We don't have to be part of the statistics of mortality. We can overcome this challenge. Thank you so much for listening. And this is just an overview of the articles because the literature is full of articles that emphasizes the importance of cost reduction by using AI and coaches. Thank you so much for your time.
Excellent. Let's give a warm welcome of applause to Vanreil, who's giving us a presentations in terms of one of the most important issues of today: chronic diseases, non-communicable diseases. You cannot. It's not a viral. It's not a bacteria. It's not gonna pass through other people as you close, like the COVID-19. But it's part of a process, a chronic process of 10, 5, 20 years, like that is connected to metabolic disorders. And presenting this idea, this coaching and the revolution of AI to help our family, patients, and clients and participants is really, really extremely important nowadays. So the numbers are kind of staggering, and we have to do something. I think part of our efforts to accomplish and to build and to get to most people and to bring everything we have, it's just to stop the suffering around humanity. You said something very interesting when you started your talk, Ms. Rosaura Vanreil. The numbers. What are the numbers in terms of the chronic diseases? I would like to know a little bit about it. Tell me a little bit more. And how do you see the future with AI to reducing these numbers, this crisis that exists today?
Well, with the adherence and compliance with the medications and the treatment plan and education as well, the numbers will definitely, certainly come down. The numbers are staggering, and they're increasing every day. Every day they're increasing. 75% of people that they die from some type of chronic disease. In fact, we need to empower people with any type of chronic condition that requires constant monitoring to reduce those statistics, to be part of the statistics of the people that won the battle and are no longer part of the statistics of those that are part of the mortality statistics. This is what I want to say. There is a brighter future if we can conquer this condition. I did, and others can do it as well. Today, technology is more advanced.
Excellent. So we have also in the studio Dr. Carlos Medina from the R. We also have Evelyn Fonseca from Chicago. We have Evelyn Mateo from Yonkers, and we have Mari Usum from the beautiful place of Turkey. And in the shadow, it's Stephanie Adon. She's the second day of working in Dominican Republic. She's right there. And you have a call for action. And 75% of people, a person who die for a chronic, non-communicable disease, which means it's preventable. Those diseases, diabetes, heart problem, issues with your heart, with your kidney, are behavioral component, the evolution of it, and also are really preventable. We can do something about it. And there's having a coach reduce cost, because now you don't have to go to the copay and pay the session whenever you go to your doctor, okay? But also if you have someone, AI coaching that is connected to your, iPhone that everybody most likely have an iPhone, we can reduce the disease, the symptomatology, and we can also reduce mortality and have the goal for people to live quality life and live also longer. So they are preventable. We can prevent them. That's the whole key. So you have a call of action that it says together we can empower individuals so not only manage their health but drive, breaking barriers and defying the odds. This is more than a fight, it's a movement to join the ranks of those who have conquered chronic diseases. Do you have a case that you can tell us, an experience of success or failure in terms of your expertise as a psychotherapist, counselor, coach, that you can tell us that invited you, motivated you to bring this presentation, Rosa Vanreil? And if anybody wants to participate, just raise your hands and then open up your mic and you can ask questions or comment. Rosaura.
Well, Dr. Piña, I like that question because I am the vivid example of it. I am the patient. I am the person that survived based in utilizing technologies and a coach, first of all. Many years ago, the doctor says to me, your numbers are going up. It's not looking good. But I sort of like ignore it because in just talking, just as AI will do, just with computer, with technology, it doesn't really work. You need someone to be with you, to monitor you, to empower you, to continue pushing you to move forward. I had medications. Yes, I did. I had diets that was supposed to be taken, but did I follow them? No, I didn't. It wasn't until the moment when my vision began to become a little bit difficult to see. I bought bigger eyeglasses, stronger ones than that didn't work. I stopped at that moment eating certain type of food. That didn't work. It had gone too far. I was almost part of that statistics of mortality. What I did, I get a coach that monitor me in terms of the medications that I had to take, that monitor me in terms of my lifestyle changes that I did, that I had to do, that monitor me in terms of the nutrition. How did this take place? It was by phone calls, by educational sessions, consistently, and in person sometimes. I still have that coach, by the way. And that is one of the reasons that I'm here today to share my story. It is possible, but we have to embrace the technological advances, embrace the change, and adapt to our new situation. We don't have to die.
All right, so it's really amazing. I had a statistics that came from the Society of Obesity in the Dominican Republic that says that by 2030, half of the population, most likely 6 millions of Dominican, will be obese. We see that 40, 60, 75% of globally are suffering from obesity. And we know that behind obesity, it's a 10, 15, 20 years of struggling with diets, anxiety, mental health disorders, and a lot of chronic diseases. So what is your plan? How do you envision AI and coaching as a general plan for these preventable disorders that we are having today, Rosaura Vanreil?
Okay. Let me just say, as you said about obesity, those are one of the conditions then that lead, because it doesn't only stop it's like runs, it's like it extends. I started with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sugar in the blood, which I spoke about it just like that. The doctor said I have a little bit of sugar, just like that, like if it wasn't that important. But from there, it escalated to blood pressure. It continued with the cholesterol. It continued with the heart monitoring. And it continued also with the emotional part of it, depression, feeling sad, getting overweight. So it leads to many things. Now, to answer your question, how do I envision AI and coaching? I see those are essential parts of the management of the program. It is not only cost effective, because many a time I had to be making calls to the insurance company because then they didn't want to pay. It was too expensive. So my life depended on whether the insurance company wanted to pay and the frequency that I had to go to the hospital. So I feel that with AI, which will be monitoring making specialized program, individualized program for each person based on their unique characteristics, and a health coach, we all could adapt when that we have a condition, we will be in a better position to.
Excellent. So I'm gonna open up the mic and I will give the chance to Marie Osum, that she's a clinician, psychotherapist, active clinician of psychotherapy, to give her inputs of today's presentations. Then I'm gonna go to Dr. Carlos Medina, and also I will introduce Evelyn Mateo, who was our presenter last week, and then I will go to Dr. Gloria Jean Baptiste, who is here today, then Evelyn, and finally we have one of our listen, director of relationships and marketing in DR as we speak, also part of the team. But let's go to Marie Usum Cara. Open your mic.
Thank you, Dr. Piña. Rosaura, I really enjoyed your presentation. I had a couple questions. I thought your story was very inspiring, and I wanted to know if you could share with us, how long did it take you to turn your numbers around from the time that you had a coach? Was it months, weeks? Was it more?
From the time I had the coach, I would say gradually, it was about 6 months.
And how often did you work with a coach each week?
Once a week. Once a week.
Mm-hmm. That's fabulous. So somebody can work with a coach just once a week and they're going to see improvements in less than a year. And half a year, they're going to see, if they're doing everything else they're supposed to, a good change. The other question, because I noticed when you were showing the synthesis of those experiments, all the research, that cost savings kept coming up. And I was wondering if any of those articles pinpointed what would the cost savings be per patient if they're going with a coach? That's very exact. I don't know if it shows any of that.
Right. It could be very much cost effective, because anytime you visit a doctor, you're talking about hundreds of dollars just that they're charging the insurance. The coach may be 100, 200, but the insurance charges more. And that's without saying the frequency that you will have to go. With a coach, you're avoiding getting hospitalized. You're avoiding visiting frequently the hospitals. Not only that, the co-payment. The doctor is going to charge anytime your sugar goes up, and they have to admit you. They're going to charge for that. And it's not 100, it's over several hundred.
Wow, so it's quite substantial. And I didn't even think of the logistics of having to go each time. So definitely a lot of different areas where it's quite beneficial. Thank you, Rosaura. Those are the only questions.
All right. Dr. Medina, you have a question?
Good morning, everybody. Yes, both a comment and a question. Thank you, Rosaura, for such a enlightening presentation and for taking the courage to share your own personal story regarding, intervening with this issue that, all of us had to deal with. So I share with you guys. So I lived through, the cancer disease with my grandmother, which attacked her, due to the fact that many times we don't take the time to take care of ourselves and to go and do periodically check off and things like that. And yes, so I agree with you, Rosara, 100% that uh, prevention is the best intervention that we can apply to everything that we do. And so, moving forward, this type of presentation and statistics that you bring forward, uh, motivates me to keep on working on the development of my hypothesis and theories regarding, you know, the transcendent changes that we're going to have in the world with the integration of AI and quantum computer, because that's going to help us to better treat many diseases, particularly those who are non-transmittable and transmittable. And for us who are in the forefront on the social science and dealing with people's mental health, which is an issue that I think is going to have to be in high demand, is going to allow us to have the resources and to, particularly with the EMMM project that we are currently working. So one of the questions that I have for you regarding your experience with the coaching and giving that sometimes, um, we tend to be the more difficult client when we are educated. So sometimes it's a lot easier for someone who's not educated to be able to be guided through and not to be resistant to the coaching. So what was the process for you, given that you have already training, education, and experience working with other, uh, to now be in a position in which you had to be coached by someone? What was the process? Can you tell us?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Medina. Interesting enough, even though we know better, we know the consequences of not adhering to the medication. We know what can happen. We can see the outcome. We could see how it is coming from one aspect to another, and it increases as you go. We don't really follow. We don't really pay attention. We say, oh, this too shall pass. But with the coach, I began to see in the coach a friend, like a health friend. And I remember he gave me his phone number. He said, you see that number that is on the bottom of the application is my number. Anytime you feel that you're overwhelmed, that you want to begin eating, that you want to begin doing the wrong things, then that you want to begin going back where you were, you could call me, you could text me, and I will return the call. So I saw in him a friend, somebody to encourage me, because in everything that he was saying to me, I basically knew it, but I wasn't following. I wasn't following. And that's why I think that a coach is important, because then you see in the coach a friend, somebody who you could confide in when you messed up, somebody that can tell you, well, it doesn't matter if you eat badly yesterday, get back on the wagon and continue doing it. But I knew all of that. It wasn't news to me, but I just didn't follow. I just didn't do it on my own. So I believe that everyone needs somebody to motivate them, somebody to push them, in addition to the education that they're receiving. I mean, the education, you could get it from a magazine, from the television, but you need that human person, that warm person that is going to basically hold you by your hands and guide you. And I also feel that with AI, as I read in some of the articles, they do more individualized treatment plans, more geared to your personal condition, to your cognitive abilities, more personalized. And with the coach, I mean, there's only one way, one end, success, a win-win situation for everybody.
Excellent. So, Dr. Peterson says in his book, The 12 Rules for Life, that we are better taking care of our pets, our dogs and cats, than ourselves. We go to the doctor, we actually we said we like chronically ill, and they give us a prescriptions. We bring the prescription. We never take the prescriptions, or we don't take the prescriptions as it was prescribed. But if we get our dog, oh man, we are so passionate about it. We give the prescription, the injections, and everything, but we don't take care of ourselves, which is amazing. And your call for actions by embracing technology, fostering knowledge, and building support network, we can rewrite the narratives of these conditions, shifting from a struggle to triumph. Let me go to Evelyn Fonseca. What is your take about the presentations? And if you have any questions or concerns, so this is the moment for it.
Hello. Great presentation, Rosaura. I thought it was beautifully done, very informative. I think I might have mentioned this in one of the previous podcasts, but I also have experience battling chronic diseases. Mine was more like less preventative and more just something that I ended up developing, and it was more due to stress and things like that. But I definitely had to learn through that how to, properly take care of myself, just give my body the things that it needs with the, dealing with a new chronic illness, which really changes things. And I think I would have benefited from a coach tremendously. And I think this was great, and it was very informative. And I think a lot of people, especially with diseases that are, preventative, I think that is very, very beneficial. And I think, what Dr. Piña was saying about how we tend to put a lot of care and effort and caution into, things like our dogs being sick, and not, taking that same consideration for ourselves. So I think that this is something that is very important, and is, something that's going to be seen a lot more in the coming years. So yeah. Thank you,
Evelyn. That is what is a chronic disease. It doesn't go away in one day. It doesn't go away in 2 days. It needs to be taken care of. It doesn't go away by itself either. It needs to be addressed. And most of us know what it is cost, because there's a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of announcement around, but we don't follow. By ourselves, we don't follow. Most people don't follow, I must say, most people. Even if we're seeing what is coming down the pipe, we're seeing the outcome of others. Others are losing their feet. They're losing their life. Forget about their feet. They're losing their body parts, but we still don't follow. In one occasion, I thought I was going to lose my foot too. I was like, oh, what is this? I got a cut. It wasn't taken care of. It was there so for the longest time. I went to the doctor and I said, please don't tell me that you have to cut it off. And he said, no, don't be that dramatic, but you're heading that way. If you don't take it in hands, you're heading that way.
So also, let me ask you, so what's going on with the doctors and the medical system? The head of Heifers, one of the biggest insurance company in the United States, specifically in New York, Dr. Beam, she said that coaching is so important, health coaching is so important that moving forward, they are going to pay for coaching for the patient. But it's also a question in terms of the doctor being a coach, a mentor, a trusted advisor for the patients. What do you see? Why now we are talking? Oh, now we have to have a coaching because the doctor is just for the money. The doctor is not patients attention to the patients as a holistic kind of as we see it, like a value based. When we see the quadruple aim of healthcare, what is your take about the doctors in America? And probably the doctor everywhere, because if 75% of people who die are chronic diseases, which is preventive, what is your take in terms of the doctor role in this process? And then I'm going to hear a little bit from Evelyn Mateo. So, Rosaura.
Right. I think that the numbers that they have to deal with people, individuals with chronic disease, are too many. There are just too many. And they can't give it that individualized attention that is needed. It's more a generalized attention. So if you went to the doctor, because it happens to me, and the sugar going up, there is no solution like let's see why it's going up. The solution is always let's double the medication. Let's double it, and the numbers should be better next time. I'm not sure what is that all about, because anytime you go, you have to pay money and they get money. Everybody get money. You lose some money because you have to pay the co-payment and they get some money. But the approach is different. Of course, they're going to tell you, you know what to do, monitor your diet. But it's just saying, it's just words that you can get from anywhere. You need that personal touch, that warm effect from someone that is going to guide you and motivate you mainly, and give it that personalized touch. Because I don't think because of the numbers that doctors can give it that attention. As I said, the way how they resolve the problem is doubling the medication. And then it escalates. You didn't have high blood pressure, but now your pressure is high. So we're going to give you this medication. And when you go back, it was still high. Were you running when you came here? Why is it so high? So now you're going to take one in the morning and one in the evening. There is no mention about with that idea that medication is not the only solution. You need to know why, what is happening. And a coach could tell you that you have anxiety. So when you have anxiety, you're eating, you need to get help, you need to do this. Somebody to give it that personalized is not much. Personalized attention that the doctors cannot give because in the numbers are too many people.
All right. So, Evelyn Mateo, what is your take? Unmute.
Yes. Yeah. It's very challenging about the coaching and the AI with the psychology. What do you think, Rosaura, will be our future? Because how we can be more collaborated with the coaching and I. That can be no, I don't know if I the person, because I was thinking, do you think the person will looking more now for your approach, or like the person with coaching will be less afraid that be judged like by another person for looking for help? Maybe the person now feel more comfortable to say, I'm doing coaching, that say I'm doing therapy. What do you think about that? The cultural factor about that?
Well, I think that a person will say, due to the history that many people have and the ideas that they have about counseling or any type of mental health issue. I feel that at times some people, based on their cultural background, they will be more comfortable saying, I have a coach. A coach, someone to lead you, to walk next to you, and to motivate you. That's the important thing. Monitor and motivate you. So I think that they will be more comfortable talking about a coach.
All right. So let's give the last word to precious Dr. Gloria Jean Baptiste. And with that questions, we're going to end up our podcast of today. Remember, we are in CURA100 AI Global Podcast. It's a super group of clinicians, doctors, trying to bring research to you so that you can use it at any moment. Just if you receive this video, YouTube, just click for say like, and also share it, please, to other people. So let's bring a question by Dr. Gloria Jean Baptiste. Dr. Gloria?
Good morning to you all. Rosaria, I want to tell you that your presentation was very informative, well-researched, and definitely is going to impact in the whole quest of efforts being made, research on battling chronic diseases. Thank you for such a wonderful presentation. I have one thought. It was my takeaway thought that I would like to ask you today. What in your presentation would you be able to identify as the key to us as practitioners, clinical practitioners, in working with treating chronic diseases and more specifically related to AI?
Well, thank you, Dr. Baptiste, for your question. Related to AI, I think that AI, we have to recognize that AI can give us a more personalized attention to each one of us. It's not a generic one. It's a more personalized attention to each one of us. The next part of your question was, how does the counselors intervene, or in fact, what was the part of the question, Dr. Baptiste?
Working as clinical practitioners in dealing with chronic diseases, how would we relate? And when I say relate, I heard what you said. The emphasis is on the human touch. Coaching is seem to be your strongest position on treating chronic diseases. But I am seeing the two necessary, especially in the fact that we are moving into a new era of digital clinical treatment. So my thought is marrying the two. How would myself as a practitioner benefit if I should marry the two, or if you feel that the emphasis should be coaching, the human touch? I just wanted to know.
It's funny, Dr. Baptiste, because what I was about to say, I feel that it's supposed to be a marriage between three: the mental health practitioner, the coach, and AI. It is a three-way street. Every component is important, and every component has their own function. The counselor is definitely necessary because at times, AI is good. It can provide us personalized attention, but it's not going to give you what a counselor will give you. Once you have any type of chronic diseases, there's always a thought of, what if this happened? What if that happened? What if something happened to me? Or what will happen? There's always that what if question, which leads to anxiety. If you're not seeing a cure as fast as you need to see, and in fact, it's getting worse, then there you need a counselor. It's an emotional issue now that is going to take you into depression and into eating more and isolating yourself. So I see the need of the counselor, but the coach is there to inspire you, to motivate you, and to encourage you and to pick you up when you fall. I feel that funny is a three-way marriage. Every part is important. Every company is important of it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Gloria Jean Baptiste. Thank you to Evelyn Mateo. She presented the psychology of vertigo last week. Thank you to Cara Marie Usum. Also, thank you to Evelyn Fonseca and Dr. Juan Carlos Medina. Stephanie Odon, that's been from VR, also listening to the conversations today. Especially thank you to Rosaura Vanreil. And I'm going to end with the call for action that she put together, that she says, the time to act is now. Together, we can win this war by working collaboratively with AI and coaching mental health and also with your doctor. So thank you very much. This is CURA100 AI podcast number 3, and I see you every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.